Good evening. Well, I hope you'll forgive me. I'm feeling a little subdued. I had kind of a bad day yesterday. Don't want to go into details. Oh, that's Adrian's line. Sorry. I did. Rude people hurting my feelings and made me, remember all the reasons why I don't like going outside. Anyway, I definitely wanted to go ahead and do this, though, because, it's Friday night, and I'm going to be watching movies, and you got to know what I'm going to be watching, right? I mean, I know you're just on pins and needles sitting on the edge of your seat. So, let's begin, shall we? Karloff. The Karloff for tonight is a film that I didn't really see until much later in life, not until very recently. It was made the same year as The Bride of Frankenstein, 1935. And I think, as far as I know anyway, it was the first film that Karloff starred in for Columbia Pictures, for which he'd go on and make a lot of other movies later. It's a period piece. It's called The Black Room. And probably, rather than me trying to paraphrase, why don't I just read to you, shall I? Like my specs? So let me just read to you here from William Shakespeare's Gay Boys in Bondage. Yes. Here's the description. In a tiny European nation, a baron has fathered twin sons, Anton and Gregor. But a local legend has it that one will someday kill the other. So Anton is sent into exile while Gregor remains. Decades later, Gregor has become a tyrant. Sensing revolution in the air, he summons Anton back to take over. But is that really what he has in mind? So, one of the cool things about this film is that this looks like a job for Superman. Karloff plays a dual role. He plays both brothers. And magnificently, I might add. Very, very well. And it's just one of those films that's full of wonderful vintage production values, like, the old period pieces used to be, So anyway, it's in black and white, and it's loaded with shadows and glowery mood. And of course there's a cemetery in here. I mean, there's got to be a cemetery, So yeah, it's a favorite of mine. I like it very much, and that's what's going to start things off. Don't you think it's about damn time we got Vincent Price in here? I can't believe, is this like the fourth week I've been doing this and there hasn't been any Vincent Price? I picked a Vincent Price movie here and there and then stuck it away or something, or the mind fogs over. However, tonight I thought I'd do a Vincent Price film. It was between Dragonwyck and this one, and I opted for this one. This is the very first Edgar Allan Poe film produced by American International Pictures in 1960. And, of course, it's called The Fall of the House of Usher, starring Vincent Price as Roderick Usher, and it's beautifully produced. Wonderful widescreen format. You get to see all of the corners and crevices of these amazing sets they build for next to no money. And I seem to remember hearing Roger Corman in the commentary for this some time ago talking about, he made however many films he made in the Poe vein for AIP. But he would use a lot of the production stuff from the previous film to make the next film look even bigger. Ultimately, really making these things look very impressive. But this is damn good for what it is. And everybody probably knows the story of, in this case, a a man interested in Usher's sister comes a-callin' and wants to, whisk her away and live happily ever after. And he has his reasons why that should not be. The Usher family, of course, suffering from all of these peculiarities of temperament and whatever. And I've always sort of felt that there was a strong undertone of incest in the story, much less in the movie. Although no one actually comes out and says so, of course, right? Yeah. But, it's a very cool movie. And this is another one I never really got to see as a kid. So I'm very happy I finally got around to seeing this. And it is a favorite. It's probably my top favorite of all of the Roger Corman, Vincent Price Poe films. Next to Tomb of Ligeia, which was the last Corman directed film with Price. So there it is. And there usually isn't a thread running through my picks for watching movies, but tonight the last two selections have something in common, and that is Edgar Allan Poe. And this is an episode of The Masters of Horror entitled The Black Cat. No, not that black cat. I actually went into the other room to see if maybe Nefer wanted to make a little cameo appearance, but she's so nice and comfy, all curled up, sleeping on Pat's legs that I don't want to, it's like, nah. She'd just sleep through it anyway, right? Anyway, but yeah, so Masters of Horror was an interesting series. It ran 2 years that I know of, and during its time it produced some very interesting, very intense episodes, tales of horror. And this particular one is interesting. It's a hybrid. It takes Edgar Allan Poe's story, The Black Cat, but they've also attempted to meld elements of Poe's own life into the story as well, as Poe himself as a character, as if this were to happen to him. And by doing so, they took, painstaking efforts to, be accurate with how they depicted him. But they were able to then infuse a lot of Poe's own life experiences into the piece as well. Jeffrey Combs portrays Edgar Allan Poe with the aid of an amazing makeup job. And beyond that, he just does a magnificent job in sort of creating this alternate universe character of Poe. Anyway, so yeah, it's a very cool episode. I'm very keen on it, and that'll close things out. Well, that's about it, I guess. Sorry, I didn't feel like dancing around with a lampshade on my head tonight, but next week. You never know. Okay, well, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and see y'all later. Nighty-night.
What a sight! In a laboratory late one night, there began the story. Lightning flashed and something missed. A poor old crazy scientist had dropped a bag of jelly beans into his Frankenstein machine, and Shrimpenstein was created in just half the time that it takes to make a Frankenstein. And so you see, he's half the size of you and me, and though he'll try, he can't be mean. He's just a little walking jelly bean.